Guess what? It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for In the Kitchen with Miss Paula Harmonica Mama. We'll have lots of fun. See ya. Hey, hello, good morning. Welcome to a cold wintry day in southern Ohio. Today I'm going to be making whole wheat bread, and I'm going to be honest, it's kind of a process. It takes a little over 3 hours in the long run because the dough has to raise for an hour 3 separate times. So to start out with, we're going to dissolve the yeast, and I just use the active dry yeast, and I am going to put in, they say 2 packages, but I've got the jar that equals 16 envelopes, so it's 2 1/4 teaspoons of this to equal 2 packages of dry yeast. It's a little bit less expensive to buy it this way, and I make it quite often, so about every couple of weeks or so. So I'm going to put this in the mixer. So that would be 4 1/2 teaspoons. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to dissolve that in a cup of warm water, and I think maybe that's a little bit warm now. It needs to be between 110 and 115 degrees. So let me test some here. I've got my little meat thermometer here. No, not quite. I can just use tap water for this. We'll try again. Okay, great. It is, I don't know if you can see that, it's 115 degrees. I'm going to pour that in there. Let that start dissolving and turn the water off. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add milk, and I'm going to add a cup of warm milk. And again, it needs to be between 110 and 115 degrees. And so what I do with this, in this case, is I warm it up in a microwave. And that's kind of a just trial and error. There's still a little bit of water in there. Okay, so we'll put a cup in here. And I'm just going to pause it while we are getting the milk heated up. Okay, so the milk is where it's supposed to be, so I'm going to put this in here as well. And then I am also going to add, I want to rinse this cup out. A 1/3 of a cup of a sorghum and honey mixture. I discovered playing around with this that the sorghum helps add a little bit of a deeper flavor. Well, sounds like the cows are dry. I'm going to open this all the way. Anyway, here we go. So Bernie, we both really like this bread. It makes 2 loaves, and sometimes I give 1 loaf away, and sometimes I don't, just kind of depending on what's going on. So if I'll see somebody with, like the day I make it, I may take them a loaf of bread. And then I slice it up. See what they mean by slow as molasses? And I wrap, and I'll show you how I do that. I wrap each individual piece, and then I freeze it. I'm gonna stick it over there in my freezer, and I can pull out a piece. It works, if you don't want it toasted, it works really, really well. And my little toaster oven air fryer here, just to put on warm, it thaws it out. And I can toast it just straight from being frozen. I'm not quite there. I might have to scrape this out a little bit. There's one of the skinny ones. There we go. Every time I see this, it reminds me of my grandpa Davis. He would make sorghum molasses, or he would make molasses candy, and I think it's in our family recipe book. Whoops! Oh, that's a mess. I was never super crazy about it, but my dad was. But I might give it a try this holiday season and see how it turns out. Okay. Alright. So this is going to go in here. And I didn't follow my own rules. Actually, I should have all this stuff pre-measured because you don't want that yeast sitting alone too awful long. Rinse that sticky stuff off my hand. Okay. I'll throw those away in a minute because I also need to add something else. I need to add some of the flour. Now, I have discovered in making this that if I add there's 6 cups of flour in here. If I add about a cup of bread flour to the whole wheat flour, excuse me, I get a little better consistency. So, I'm going to put in 3 cups of the flour. Got flour, whoops, on the counter, but that's okay. I'm going to need it. I will have to put flour on the counter anyway when I need the bread. Okay. So now we're going to turn that on for 3 minutes. Oh, I forgot to plug the mixer. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes.
3-minute timer started.
All right, I'll get this stuff thrown away. All right, so let's just pause you while that's mixing.
This is a sea salt thing.
Okay, hang on just a second. I love you, Bertie. Hang on just a second. Okay, so the 3 minutes is up, so I'm going to turn this off. Take the dough hook off for right now, and I'll get it washed off. Oh, by the way, when you are washing dough hooks and stuff like that have yeast on it, cold water works better because the hot water kind of activates the yeast and it's really hard to get cleaned off. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to cover it up and we're going to let it sponge. Let me show you what it looks like here. So far, okay? So I'm going to cover it, and it's called sponging, and I'm going to let it sponge for 30 minutes. So we'll see you in a half hour. Okay.
Your 15-minute timer has been stopped.
Okay, we're back. And this is what it looks like being sponged. Okay, now we're going to add the rest of the flour and start kneading it. Now I made a mistake and I forgot to there we go, add the eggs. So I'm going to put them in now while I'm adding the flour. What did I do with it? I know I washed it up. There we go. That's not it. There we go. Whoops. Okay. All right, so we'll put the hook back on here. We'll pour those. Okay. And I don't add all the flour at one time. I'm just going to get it kind of I'm going to raise the bread in this. And there's supposed to be a little bit of salt in there, so I'm going to add that teaspoon of salt right now into the flour mixture here. Whoops. And it's just to mix it away. Hang on a second, I'm gonna see if I can do something here. Okay, so here you go. You can see what it's looking like when it's mixing. And then I'm gonna turn it off for a moment. And add more flour. Whoops. There we go. I should have used my little shield. Alright. Okay, it's not quite a ball yet, but it's really, really close. So it was just kind of a ball, and I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on my hands. I've got some here on the counter. it all on the dough hook, but I kind of like getting the exercise and the feel of the bread when I need them. So I'm doing that. Now this process, and I gotta add the shortening, a quarter cup of shortening. And so I just kind of knead it in there. We bought one of those bird feeders that you can hook up to your phone and watch the birds that way. We usually have a couple of families of cardinals. Oh, oh yeah, we're doing, no, we're still paused. No, we're not, okay. Like I said, a couple of families of cardinals, actually I got 3. So we're looking forward to getting a closer look at them. Murray just came back from outside. He went in and put it out on the pole outside. And then we'll have to download an app to the phone. So we may work on doing that while we're waiting on the bread to raise the first time. Now this actually, takes about 12 to 15 minutes to knead. And even if I had it on the dough hook on the mixer, I would be kneading it that long. So I'm going to pause you instead of trying to chat for 15 minutes. But when it is kind of elastic feeling is when I will put it in the bowl. Now, before I go, I'm going to tell you one more thing I do. Is you want your raising environment to be around 85 degrees. And that doesn't always happen in the wintertime here. So what I do is I take my 2-cup measure cup, but I've got to wash it out first, and I stick it in the microwave and I hit the beverage reading, and I kind of warm up the inside of the microwave oven and put my bread in there to raise, and it has worked really, really well for me. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, we are back, or I'm back. So this is just about ready. You can hear the microwave going there in the background. But you can see, if I do this, how it kind of snaps back a little bit. So, we've got that elastic thing going there. Just do it a couple more minutes here. Put this make a ball out of it. I'll put this in this bowl, and I'm going to put some oil on the bottom and oil on the top. timing. And then I'm gonna cover it up. So it is covered. And I'm just gonna stick it in the microwave. And I'm gonna set an hour timer. The only disadvantage to this is we can't use our, oh, I don't push anything. Alexa, set an hour timer, please. We can't use our microwave while I'm raising bread, but it's a sacrifice worth
1 hour timer
sacrifice.
started.
Thank you, Alexa. Okay, I'll see you back in about an hour. Okay, so the first hour of this bread raising has passed. So we'll take it out of the microwave and see if it actually doubled in size or if we need to move it just a little bit longer. And it did. And it is looking beautiful. And now you know what we're gonna do with it? The fun part, or at least what I think is the fun part. Punch it down. Fold it over. We'll set it on the counter and finish folding it over, but I'm gonna fold it over. Put it back in the proofing oven. And since I didn't have it open very long, I'm just gonna stick it back in here. Now, we are gonna leave it in there for another hour till that doubles. So, Alexa, please set an hour timer.
1 hour timer started.
Thank you, Alexa. So I'll see you in an hour.
You just made my day. Happy to help with your timer, Paula.
Aw, she's sweet sometimes. Okay, we'll see you in about an hour. All right, well, the second hour of the dough raising is completed. So I'm gonna walk around and pull it out of the microwave. And while I do that, sit in front of the microwave. I'm gonna put that 2-cup measure back in the microwave and warm it back up. Because we're gonna roll the dough into loaves, and then the loaves have to raise for an hour. So I'll be right back with you. Okay. Oh, feels very nice in there. All right. So I put it on beverage. And it has doubled. So now I'm going to put a little bit of flour down here, a little bit of flour on my pans. And we'll take that right there. So we'll go in the sink. And we have a little bit of another time to raise. I'm going to cut this in half here. I'm going to move you back just a tad so you can. Let's see. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? There, you can see it. Okay. So, there we go. And I'm going to take this, put a little more flour on it, and I'm going to cut this in half. here for about 15 minutes. So, again, I will see you shortly. All right, we are ready to put these in, form them into loaves. And I need to heat that water up again for a little bit because I forgot about the raisins were 10 minutes. So here we go. Okay, so this is what they look like now. And we'll set this one over here. And again, I need a little bit of flour. Okay, so I'm gonna make this into a little ball here. Okay. And now I am going to squash that out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to flatten it out a little bit. Kind of make it like almost like a little triangle. And this is what it looks like now. Okay. I'll pull this out a little bit. Okay, so we'll kind of fold it in like that and press it down. Fold it in like that. Smooth that out a little bit. And press it down. Fold this in. And then roll it like this. And put it in the pan. Now we'll do the same thing with this one. Alright, here your microwave. We'll get to you in just a second. You hear that washer in the background? Washing up some towels. Okay, I'll get that bowl over there. Get this pinched over here. I'm afraid we may have overproofed this a little bit. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is bring them over here. And cover them up again. And then they're going to go back in the microwave for another hour. So see you in an hour. Okay, so the timer went off. The loaves of bread have been proofing in the microwave for an hour. Whoops. And I just hit my head on the microwave. Okay, so here they are. And I'm going to stick them in the oven for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. When that 10 minutes is up, then I turn it down to 350 and I bake them for about 20-25 minutes until they're done and kind of thump, 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 hollow sounding. So we will be back with you briefly. Alexa, set a 10-minute timer, please. Okay, so it's ready, I do believe. And it smells like it's done. It smells marvelous. Nothing smells better than bread baking. All right, here we go. I'll pull this out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And that one was kind of funky looking. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna take them out of the oven, put them over here on a wire rack. And turn the oven off. I'm gonna let them sit there for a few minutes and then I'll take them out. We don't cut them until they're completely cool. I know there's a, like little bread, but and then we might do a slice in a little bit. But when it just cuts better when it's cool, and especially since I'm going to be using it for sandwiches and stuff like that, I want my slices to work. So we'll be back in a little bit. Alrighty. So we put them out. I want to let them cool on these racks out of the pans, and we will take a little sneak peek and a sneak taste here. Here we go. Look at it. Smells wonderful too. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter on it. And I have to say, the heel is my favorite part. Yeah, it's just kind of melting in there. I wish you could smell it and taste it, but. That's great. It is yummy. Y'all will try it. See y'all next time. Hey, just hopping on real quick. I have my bread slicer out. This is just a guide. It's made out of bamboo. And I just use those little guides to help me slice it a little more evenly, because if I do it on my own, I have all different sizes of bread. So I'm going to keep that up there. I use this little back piece sometimes to kind of help me hold it in. Okay, so then, hang on a second. I'll take some handy dandy cling wrap. And I will wrap each individual piece like so. And then, of course, I'll label the bag. But I use a gallon freezer bag, and then I stick a piece of bread in there, and then put it end to end, and then I put one of these over it. So when I put a piece of bread on top of it, they don't get frostbite and they don't stick together. Just a little short to show you how I store my bread after I bake it. Y'all take care. See you later.